Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a couple videos I want to showcase. I think kind of just dive into the comments, read some comments, see what the people think, see what you think, and kind of go from there. Today these particular videos are interesting none the least. I was browsing through TikTok, came across a couple things. I was like, you know what, let me do a couple of videos on these. So here we go. Share with me what you guys think of what we are about to dive into, because it's pretty interesting.
I think we should abolish jail and we should allow all the violent immigrants and... Yes.
We should allow them to what?
Stay here.
Okay. Do you think that we could abolish jails, get all the violent immigrants, your words, and all the violent felons in jail? Could we put them here at USF on campus?
Yes, and I'll hang out with them.
You'll hang out with them?
Mm-hmm.
People give people labels all the time. And
no, they named themselves, like they named their own gang, MS-13.
Yeah, but you saying violent, which I understand, but gangs are there for a reason. Gangs are there for community, and they're there because, listen, gangs are formed for a community. They're formed because they're lacking something, and that they
cartels and trafficking and trafficking and gang.
No, that's a byproduct of human evil. That's not what gangs... I'm saying gangs in general, not MS-13.
But you're okay with American citizens going to jail for committing crimes, but you're telling me that when someone that's not an American citizen comes over and commits a crime, they should be allowed to stay.
They should be able to go to American jail.
So you want them to be housed in American jails?
Yeah, they did the crime in America, didn't they?
I mean, do I really have to say anything? Do I really need to add to the foolishness of what we are hearing? It gets to a certain point where you're just speechless. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I am just going to go straight to the comments and see what people are saying, because I'm at a loss for words. Maybe you guys probably have more things to say than me. Here we are right here. First comment, this gentleman, Steven, says, these people have the right to vote, by the way. Yeah, that is, I was recently talking to a family member about this, but we were talking about the military and, you know, like political stuff like that. And we were talking about how younger people, like 18, 19, 20, voting for things that matter to people that are like, usually at that age, you really don't know what you're voting for. You're more than likely just voting whatever it is that is going on around you. So, and usually they're very immature votes and they really don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. These young people being kind of, I would say this is a perfect example of that. Again, it's like I'm at a loss for words. So like hearing this, hearing their frame of mind, these people have the power to influence certain votes. The scary part is when you get a collective of people that think like this and can vote. No, this cannot be. There definitely needs to be some changes when it comes to the voting process, as far as maybe you should have a certain level of education. But you know, even when I say that right now, it's because the education today is not the greatest. There should be some sort of prerequisite, something to where your vote is valid within reason and logic and these sort of things. And even in that, of course, people are still going to vote differently. But there should be some sort of like prerequisite or something you should be aware of or study or something before you just dive right into voting, because this is pretty ridiculous. What else we got here? My God, is this the level of education in the US? Yeah, which is basically kind of what I was getting at right now. What else we got? Somebody said they wouldn't think that way if someone they loved was unalived. Gangs are formed for their own profit. Yeah, and I think, you know, this stems from youth, a lack of really just living. You know, it's so crazy. I almost can't even say that, because I have seen grown people still think and act like this, like 40s, 50s plus. So at this point, I really don't know what to say. Maybe, obviously, it's a cultural thing within the West, where I'm at a loss for words. What else we got here? What's wrong with U.S. education? Culture. It's like, how far are we willing to move the goalpost to appease or to appeal to everyone's feelings? That's essentially what this is. Everyone is trying to make everyone on this equal feel-good playing field kind of thing. And that's just not true. not everyone, you cannot appeal to everyone's feelings. There has to be divides somewhere. Like, no, this is how we think. No, this is how we think. We cannot put everyone on the same playing field because that's just not real. Everyone isn't. It's not, everyone is not the same. And I think a lot of times, obviously these people are more left-leaning or liberal. And I think a lot of times they try to put things on like this, everyone's the same. When they're like on a moral high ground kind of thing. And they shouldn't be, because a lot of the stuff that we see and hear is out of pocket, like so. What else we got here? American college kids are so out of touch with the real world. This is basically echoing what I'm saying. I'd honestly be worried if I was their parents. They're paying all this money to have a rose-tinted view of the world instead of thinking realistically about what's coming out of their mouth. Yeah, and I agree 100%. I think, well, I actually would say they are thinking, but this is how they think. So it's not that they're not thinking. They're just not... They're not thinking good, in other words. I got another video for us I want to show that I came across. One moment.
Get the fuck out of my face now!
Ooh, that was very rude of you.
Get the fuck out of my face!
Do you want to go to jail? Sir, ma'am, I don't really know what to call you.
You're fucking done, man.
I'm done.
Get the fucking police, you just insulted me.
Well, listen here, pal. I mean, you are going to go to jail.
And I could fucking tell the police to get you.
I'm vegan, so don't say that. Listen.
Insult me, He-Man. You really get the fuck out of my way right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
You do not have a release. I will sue you.
If you're going to sue him, don't sue him, man, because we're trying to just...
You do not have a release. If you fucking post this, I will destroy you. I will destroy you.
Just keep going on. I got my crew with me now. I got my crew. Yeah! Yeah! What's up? Woo!
This guy. Okay, so hold on, earlier. So even now, like this person is obviously a bit older than the other two women, if they go by women. And look how he is acting, because he is a grown man acting like a child. This is not sane behavior. I don't know why, for whatever reason, we can't just call it out, which is why I respect people who do just call out the BS, you know, because to be honest, what a lot of what the left likes to do, speaking in general, obviously not everyone, I want to make that very clear, but just for the sake of the conversation, we have to have these conversations in general. A lot of what the left likes to do is to bully you into submission, right? Because you don't think like us, because you don't appeal to our feelings, our emotions, we're going to take your job, we're going to do this. Obviously, the climax or height of this was obviously like in 2020 and COVID. And I do see a shift nowadays, which is good. We're not allowing them to just bully us into feeding into their delusion. But I do respect people who even today stand up against that, you know, like female, male, like, yes, you can express yourself how you want, but we don't have to fall in line with your line of thinking. So, yeah, let's hop into the comments right here. Somebody said, wow, that dude in pink is aggressive. Yeah, very much so, and unnecessary. Oftentimes, when you are in opposition to their stance on whatever, this is how a decent portion of them will act. Not everyone, but this behavior, what I'm saying is this behavior is normal from this side of the fence, and we know that. Not saying, like, obviously not everyone's perfect, right, left, however you want to have this conversation, like politically speaking, but this behavior is what you will normally see from people on the left. Unfortunately, somebody said, why is that man so mad? Oh, look, perfect example. This behavior is consistent with their patterns of anger. And then somebody said, and mass shooters. And obviously we just seen, I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that, but yeah, unfortunately, this behavior is consistent with what we see with people from the left. It's very childlike behavior, right? When you don't get what you want, you throw a hissy fit and you essentially ruined everyone's day because you didn't get what you wanted. It's childish and it's disgusting. And it's sad that we see adults, like this man is probably, I don't know what, in his 30s or 40s or something, and to act like that, he should feel embarrassed. I would feel embarrassed if I was acting like that let alone like it's on camera for people to see, for the world to see. And that's a viral clip. I saw that a while ago, and it just so happened to pop up on my feed again. So I was like, let me bring this to the forefront and let me talk about this. And so, yeah, I'm glad we're in a space where we are no longer allowing that to kind of control us. You know, even me, for example, like I'm someone who, just personally speaking, even in real life, I'll stand up to stuff like that. I don't care about losing my job I don't care about losing anything in regards to what I believe is true. You know, especially when it comes to bullies. Like I mentioned it again, but I was like born and raised with one hand. So I understand, and have been bullied, and I don't like bullies. So I'll never allow that to be, you know, that's just who I am as a person. Anywho, let me know what you guys think of the video, what you guys think of these clips, and we will continue to move this train forward. I just got 400 subscribers, so shout out to 400 subscribers. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video, and I'll see you guys next time.